I am actually thinking that maybe I should go ahead and dig this back a little bit. Also, how's the mining going over there? That's actually not too badly. Alright. All things said and done, I think we may actually be starting to recover a bit. That will also work, by the way, for researchers. Whereas I'm using a torch here to give my researchers light. Depending on the way you're heating it, if you're tapping into a geotherm or just using a nearby bonfire, or you're on a map where heat isn't a concern, you can just take away the roof tile above the chair so that whoever's there is sat there in light, as long as it's daytime. That we can pull this down. Hooray! Aavak, does my bonded pet have a bed in my bedroom? I don't believe it does. Let's go ahead and make one, shall we? And of course, because it's Belial's pet, it must have a human skin pet bed. Stands to reason. Hello, Gentleman Gamer. How are you doing, mate? I had a lot of fun playing Eco. That was a genuinely enjoyable experience. Though it did occasionally get a bit heavy. Politics was a little bit too well simulated in places. Well, we've got enough food that we shouldn't struggle. Yeah, we should be okay for a while. And our animals should all be able to eat happily. Now, once we open this up and can get this roof over there, this place is going to get very hot very fast. So we're going to absolutely need to be able to... Oh! Belial told Leafin that he wants to spend his life with her. Leafin agreed, and the two are now engaged. And then Leafin said something about friendly chiefs to Salakin. It kind of was a bit of a mood burster, but it's fine. Belial is used to this. Leafin's mind wanders. Alright, well, let's add in a marriage spot then. It's not a wonderful room. True. Actually, no, we can pop it. We can pop it down. In the bedroom. That's a bit weird. I'm gonna be honest. Having a marriage in your bedroom is a bit weird. It's too late, 9. This is Belial's plan all along. Colette is now in a daze. Happened because of poor mood. Unsightly environment. Really? That's one thing that I really don't get. It's like, they're in this really tense survival situation. It's like, I ate without a table. I'm just going to weep myself into oblivion. I'm going to stop eating. I'm just going to collapse in a coma. The last straw was just, I didn't have enough plant pots in my bedroom. I was like, what? Really? We're making progress towards having electricity, but it is not going quickly. Also, the stupid thing there is Colette is an ascetic. I think. Yeah. What? Why on earth would Colette have a... I mean, look, I understand being an ascetic doesn't mean that you're okay with things being a mess, but surely it should give you a bit of a buffer against that. Oh, well. I don't think we need to hunt down more muffalos right now. I almost called them muffalos. There we go. Oh, there we go, nice. Could we get the rest of this hold back, perhaps? I would very much like to have a field stove, if we can get one of those on the go. Muffalo self-tamed. That was a bad mistake. Every time someone says Muffalo, I think of the yaks from Don't Starve. Yeah, kind of what goes through my mind, to be honest. Alright then, Muffalo 1, head on over. And now be turned into food. I do not have the time to keep any livestock. I'm keeping the pets only because I started with them. But other animals are just fair game. Ooh, almost at 20. Oh, actually, this is only 66% grown. I thought it was 100% grown. My bad. Oh, really, sticks. Well, Colette just came out of a bad mood, so Colette's gonna have catharsis, which may make them a bit more resistant to Styx's shenanigans right now. I'm not going to bother with the rest of the muffalo, though. We've got enough meat for now. Oh. Tiny bit more steel and we're done. Bring all of it back. There we are. Excellent. Alright, let's get this place cleaned up a bit. Got these wonderful marble floors, and then we just allow them to be filthy all the time. Oh, and this is Belial meditating at. I have no idea. Yeah, migrating tribe would probably be really, really fun. You know, stopping every now and then to get some more pemmican up and running, but otherwise just being on the road. I think that would actually genuinely be really fun. Right. Now then, let us copy everything in here and see if I can paste it over. Boom. There we go. Again, I love that mod. Adding that functionality to workshops is just so good. With that done, I will now keep this as purely a heat source. Right, you know what? We've got enough meat now that I'm going to say that it is time to train our Labrador and Husky in hauling. Ooh. Animatree is up and ready. Actually, we want to reinstall this. The animal tree now has 20 animal grass around it. This is enough for a tribal person to begin their first linking ritual. The linking ritual gives a level of Psi-Link and the ability to use psychic powers. Upgrading to a higher level requires more grass at each level. The animal grass requirements for linking rituals to upgrade Psycasters are level 1, 20, level 2, 20 animal grass for Belial. Note, only those with nature focus type can meditate or link with the animal tree. So, yeah, I could begin the linking ritual. Have you eaten recently? No. Do you want to? I don't care. Eat. Consume this meal. We're going to see what Belial gets. You can sort of hear the sound here, but... And it isn't actually taking that long. I was expecting it to take a bit longer, honestly. Also, it's Alex. If you're still here, you're more than welcome to steal that channel point idea. In fact, you won't be the first one who has. Seems quite a few people have taken to that one. Right, okay. We've gained another Psi focus level. And we've gained neural heat dump. Not the most useful. Not the most useful. Gonna be honest, kinda sad. Instantly dump all of your neural heat into someone else. As a side effect, the target will fall into a debilitating but non-damaging coma for about a day. The target must actively accept the psionic invasion, so only conscious allies can be targeted. Aavak, 8 hours in my country's labour laws says you need to take a second break. Psh. Though on that note, I won't be taking a break just yet, but I will be wrapping up the stream in a little bit. Because I'm going to have to go and give Tally her meds. Linking ritual complete. And can use the psychic powers of a higher level, but he needs to learn them first. Upon gaining a new silent level, Belial automatically learn these new powers. Okay. I think we're probably going to start looking at some of the other characters as well. Get them some additional abilities. Okay, this is definitely helping to heat this area up. I mean, it's not... It's highly situational. It's not rubbish, I wouldn't say, but it is definitely highly situational. You were outside way too long, my friend. You need to warm up by the fire. I'd like to offer them some places where they can sit down and eat. Sadly, I can't force... Who you bonded to? No. I can't force them to sleep in certain places. Sadly, you can't, Bilal. They've got to accept it. You can't offensively use that ability. Alas. It specifically says it has to be allied faction members. So one would assume that it wouldn't work on a berserking faction member either. We're a visitor. Okay. Hey, Omai, how you doing? Chunks of a spacecraft impact nearby. Well, we don't need to worry about that right now. Ooh, what did we just make? Styx has created a masterwork stool. Does it have a heart? It does not. I am so tragically sad about this. That is incredibly annoying. What's the temperature in here? It is reasonable. Over here, it's actually warming up way quickly. Right, next step. Well, research is making progress, you know, slowly but surely. I think the next thing we're going to need is some more prisoner rooms. That being said, though, let's start off by removing all of this wood and replacing it with stone. Granite walls would do well there. More visitors? Okay. Yes. We've got low medicine. That is, sadly, what happens when you don't have any way of growing it. We've got amazing colonists who could easily grow heal root, but we lack the environment in which to grow it. Aavak, can you give me a lobotomy so I can retrain my new psi abilities? I mean, I can totally give you a lobotomy. Whether or not it results in any kind of opportunities to retrain, I don't know. Bilal, stop giving yourself food poisoning. I think we might want to go back to the fire for a little while. The nice thing about a fire is I believe you can't get food poisoning from a fire. A gift? A spider... See, this is what happens when you got lots of mods. People start giving you spider snake skins. Lyle. Will someone please come and rescue Belial? Leafin, go rescue your lover. Man, imagine that the wedding started and then someone with food poisoning just passed out. Like the bride or the groom just passed out. I wonder how the game would handle that, with basically someone not showing up to their own wedding. Lyle, you are not well enough to be up and about, man. I imagine the spider snake skin is useful in that... Oh, this is going to be rough. Is useful in so far that it can be used with the genetic rim mod. Whether it has any use immediately, I don't know. It's probably some sort of leather that you can use, but probably help if we just cleaned this place up. The unfortunate thing is now that there's food poisoning out and about, I think everyone's going to pretty much get it as they're working through this pile of food. We'll see if Styx gets it. If so, we're getting rid of that group. Nope. Styx seems to be okay. Okay. But that is definitely a pain. Is once food poisoning is in a stack, it quite often affects the entire stack. I mean, there's blood from like 30 different animals and vomit in the freezer floor. I'm surprised they didn't poison themselves earlier. Well, yeah, that's true. I think when you're cooking on a campfire, you can't. I'm fairly certain that the campfire prevents food poisoning. Royal Ascent. Okay, so we can head back to the heavens whenever we would like. Well, you know, assuming that we've got the prerequisite favor with the court. It will be nice once we can make doormats, yeah. Really? Please finish eating before you go on a day's Colette. Please finish. Oh, thank goodness. That would have been rough. Hey, Winterwolf, I'm doing well, mate. Thank you very much for asking. How about yourself? Poor little Casanova. Maurice Leonsnus, High Stellarch of the Empire of Nustrus, is looking for a safe settlement to take care of his pet donkey, Casanova, for 6 days. Pirates from the Red Whales are trying to kill the poor little Casanova to get at Maurice. To accept Casanova, there will be a raid of roughly this size, 3 drifters and 3 scavenger gunners. A great bow at masterwork level. That would actually be quite nice. Raphon Floss, thank you so much for the 2nd month there. Thank you for coming back, mate. 2nd month, best month, indeed. Right, so we've got tables reasonably close by to the various locations. And that is going to allow that when people wake up and they've got some food in their backpack, they'll be able to immediately eat breakfast at a table. Otherwise, they're probably a little bit too far away from the other tables that we have. Actually, our area is starting to look a little bit better now. And now most people are wearing some degree of a parka. Actually, a lot easier for them. But realistically, what we're waiting on now is get electricity, set up farming, and then promptly start working on clothing. I think clothing is going to be where it's at. Exhausted but good. Well, I'm glad to hear you're good at least. Right now, I have a hive colony of 24 hives and a total of 100 plus bugs in the corner of the map. Yeah, that sounds like a previous run of mine. I actually really enjoyed that. You have to handle the bugs in a very different way once they get to that kind of population, though. Right. Well, I think we've managed to get to a sort of a reasonable point. There's always room for improvement, but we've got 2 barrack areas and a hospital. We've actually got a hospital. I know it's covered in blood. Look, it's a hospital, okay? We might want to fix that. But we have got an actual hospital. We've still got the original 5 colonists that we started with. But we've now got a field stove, we've got a reasonable amount of meat to tide us over, and we are on our way, most of the way, in fact, towards getting electricity research. And that is going to be a big gate opened for us. Now, it's still taking us a bit longer to research than I would like. I think getting the next refugee we get, or indeed prisoner, maybe looking at focusing them on research. Talent permitting, of course. But I think I'm going to have to wrap things up there, though. Sadly, it is getting on to the point now where I need to go and start prepping Tally's meds. She does have quite a few meds that she needs to have right now while she's fighting off the infection, and just generally to manage the swelling from where she had her operation. So that is going to be it for Rimworld for today. I hope you all enjoyed that. You're more than welcome, Milky Crown. Why does the map look like a skeleton, though? What? Oh. Yeah, I kind of see it, actually, yeah. I sort of see it. Kind of a twisted, I don't know, biopunk skeleton. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. But it was really, really fun streaming tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope all of the raiders from Italics had a bit of fun looking at my higgledy-piggledy little base here. I imagine Etal has managed to get his to a much more stable stage at this point. Whether or not that is a mega base or not, I don't know. Once again, thank you very much for the raid, mate. Bilal, if you could pop down another shout out for Italics if he's there. And I highly recommend that if you're enjoying Rimworld on my channel, that you check out Italics, because he does currently have a bit of an interesting colony on the go. Much like me, you will be able to check out his VODs after the fact as well on Twitch. I'm not sure if he uploads to YouTube though, so I might have to check with him about that. But Bilal has a shoot frenzy for 8 days. Let's hope that he gets something to shoot in that time. I don't think it's actually going to help because he is melee combatant, but you know, it's fine. But that is going to be it from me. So thank you very much once again for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. But until then, take care, everyone.